Hello, and welcome to a GEG Minnesota Metro Area event. I'm Rick Ballou, and
I'm Emily Thomas.
We're here representing GEG Minnesota Metro Area. This is going to be a good one. This one is called Pear Deck plus Google equals awesome. And it's all about how you can use Pear Deck. Now, I don't know what Pear Deck is exactly. So we have a special guest today, and that is Amber Trout.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me today.
And so rather than waste time with us saying stuff and things, Emily, you have some experience with Pear Deck.
I do, yeah.
And Amber here is with Pear Deck. So we're going to learn about Pear Deck.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Awesome. All right. Are you just wanting me to dive right in then? Are we good?
Okay. Yeah, that was our build up.
I love it. Perfect. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us today and learning Pear Deck with me. So I'm going to teach you about all things Pear Deck and give you every single thing that you would need to know to get started with it today. And I might be able to sneak in a 90-day free trial for all of you. I think that we'll get that out to your group and everybody can get access to the premium features for 90 days. So that was a little bonus ad. I just did that on the fly, but don't you worry, I'm going to get that to you. But we're going to be talking about remote in-class learning with Pear Deck today and all of the great things you can do with it. But first, let me tell you a little bit more about who I am. My name is Amber Trout, and I am currently the Advocates Associate at Pear Deck, and so I help run our Pear Deck Coaches program. But I am very much a lover of Pear Deck and used it when I was in the classroom. I was a previous educator for 11 years prior to joining Pear Deck. Started out in the elementary classroom, moved into some STEM, and then I finished out my career as an instructional coach and a soon-to-be principal. So lots of different things that I've seen, lots of different roles that I've held. But I know one thing for sure is that teachers do 10 times more work than what they get paid for. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for being here with us today. And of course, thank you for what you're going to do coming in the fall, which is hopefully using Pear Deck in your classroom. But if you want to follow along with me on Twitter at Amber Pear Deck, it's a great place for tips, tricks, and suggestions. And of course, following Minnesota Metro Area GEG. That is also a great place for you to get all of those amazing things about these trainings that you're having. But today, I'm going to sweeten the deal a little bit. And those of you that are joining, whether you're catching the replay or you're here live with us, we're going to give you some swag. If you tweet out your favorite part of this session today and you tag GEG Minnesota Metro Area, even if you tag me in that too, I will get it over to them. Don't you worry. But I want you guys to all be able to get some swag. We'll pick at least, I think we have enough for maybe 3 to 5 people that we can give out swag to. If I need to send more, I'll send more. But go ahead and tweet out about your favorite part about this session, tagging them in it, and I promise you'll get some really cool stuff. All right, and then you're going to see on the screen here, this is just going to be, if you do have additional questions, you're needing support after this, not sure how something works, help@peardeck.com is our great little help desk if you're needing anything after this today. Okay, let's dive in. Here's what we're going to do today. We're going to work in this in Google Slides, but I just want to point out that this also works in Microsoft PowerPoint Online. So if you're a Microsoft user and you're not a Google user, don't worry. It works the same way, but we are going to focus on Google today. But first, we're going to learn how to put it in Google Slides. It'll take you less than 5 minutes. That's how simple and easy it really is. And we're going to talk about the ways to use it asynchronous and synchronous. So just so you know, there is both options. You're not stuck in one or the other, and you can switch between them in your live lessons. And we're also going to explore those student and teacher sides. If you've ever started out with Pear Deck, you probably know I see more of the teacher side than anything else, but I want to know what kids see. So I'm going to show you that today as well. So you'll have access to knowing both. And last but not least, we're going to build our first lesson together. You're going to see how this all comes together. And I'll leave some time at the end for some Q&A. You can always catch us on Twitter and ask those questions, put them in the chat, and we can, of course, address them throughout if you're here live. So definitely Put all your questions in there and I'll answer them as I go. Probably 90% of your questions will be answered throughout this presentation. And a quick shout out to my friend Mel that's here today. She is a great lady and she is here to see me today and to see Pear Deck. So thank you for being here, Mel. All right, let's jump into Google Slides and I'll show you how you can add Pear Deck in here first, and then we'll go through and build, and then we'll be an interactive participant. So I know there's only a few of us today. You have to promise me that you're joining my Pear Deck as we're doing this so that I have some participants, but thank you for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you that we're found in the add-ons menu. In Microsoft, we're found in the add-ins menu. So same, but this is where you can find us. We are a web-based program, so you can just click on this, click on Get Add-ons for the first time, and then you're going to see Pear Deck on this main page here. Side note, those that are downloaded the most are usually on the main page of your apps menu. So that'll tell you a little something about Pear Deck. Once you click once time to install it, then you can have Pear Deck in your add-ons menu under Pear Deck for Google Slides and open. So you're going to see Pear Deck populate on the right-hand side of my screen. And everything you need to do can be done here in the Pear Deck sidebar. So I'm going to take you foundationally first. We're going to go through what we have access to, and then I'm going to take you into a live Pear Deck presentation. So just bear with me as we're going through these basic features. But first and foremost, we have our templates library. If you're brand new to Pear Deck, not sure how to use it, you're not sure what thing Pear Deck is, like Rick likes to tell me, then you're going to be able to use our templates library, and everything can be done with these pre-made templates. So first of all, we have lots of different ones for lesson builders, learning development, and subject areas. But I do want to click on one of these so you can see what you have access to. It's all these different pre-made ones, interactivity already on there, and you're just going to do a one click and pop them right in. So easy to do. Just click where you want it in your presentation. Click one time on the template, just one time, and it's going to populate right into your Google Slides presentation as soon as my internet loads. And you're good to go. You have an interactive slide and you don't have to worry about anything. You didn't have to do but one click and you're in. Also, these are customizable, 100%. Take off whatever you want, make it your own custom slide, do whatever it is you want. Also, this little guy at the bottom here is going to be your interactivity bar. It's telling you it's a Pear Deck slide. Do not delete it. A lot of teachers are wondering, how do I get it back to a regular slide? You just delete the bar on the bottom, takes off Pear Deck, you're back to your normal slide. Now, a lot of teachers don't know this, but that little guy sometimes gets in trouble because it's covering up your content. And a lot of teachers are like, what do I do with it? Well, the little bar at the bottom doesn't have to stay at the bottom. Can't be deleted, but you can move this guy wherever you want. Maybe you want to take it up off the slide, maybe so that it's not covering up your content. And don't worry, it does the same thing. As long as it's not deleted, you're going to be able to put that bar wherever, make it smaller, put it in the background, whatever you like. Now, sometimes if you're working with older students, you might feel like our graphics are a little elementary. And that's okay because you can delete them and put your own graphics, whatever you want on there. Everything is 100% customizable. I know a lot of teachers like to put their Bitmoji on there. So by all means, use your Bitmoji. I'm going to save you from mine today, though, leave you with their great graphics. Just know that you do have that option to take off graphics. You can change the word cloud. You can change the background color. Sorry, I'm checking on my dog and make sure it's not destroying while I'm in here. But again, these are customizable right down to the little bar at the bottom. So just a little quick tip for anybody that didn't know that. Now going back in here and looking in the middle at these different learning development. So we have critical thinking and social emotional learning. These are great because we all know that we need to check in with kids sometimes, and you can do that with our pre-made templates. We have ones like moments of silence, what's filling or draining your bucket, or even doing stress checks in the middle of a lesson to just see where kids are and how they're feeling. Or I like to use these like after a long weekend or when you're coming back to school after the summer and you just want to check in with kids, maybe give them a moment to tell you things before you start. So again, wanting to use a template, it's a one-click process and it's going to populate right into your Google Slides. So these are just really nice because now they're anonymous when they're coming up on the screen. And so I'll show you that during my live presentation, but kids can actually have like a one-way conversation. Like maybe something really is bothering them and they don't want everyone to know it. Well, they're not, because this is going to be anonymous for kids to be able to share those things with you. So really nice check-in slide in our SEL templates. And last but not least, at the bottom, you're going to see all of our different subject-specific templates. Ooh, okay. I was like, is somebody needing something? You can see all of these different ones that are going to be subject specific. Now, I hear what people are saying. They're like, but my subject's not in there. So what do I do? So we have something called the Pear Deck Orchard, and the Pear Deck Orchard has additional templates for things like PE, art, music, Rick. There's also going to be ones that are brain breaks, all sorts of different ones that we have in there in the Pear Deck Orchard. So you can just search it, Pear Deck Orchard, but I'll also show you at the very end where you can see all the different ones in there. But just know that you're not limited to what is here. We do have plenty more for you. I always like to point that out because people always think we're limited. You're not. Now going back in here and looking at the little things in the middle here, and you're going to see all these little different circles, and those are your interactive elements. So you can now add interactivity using these different slide types. So since you're all getting a 90-day free trial, you're going to be able to get access to drawing and draggables, which would be premium features. And these are going to be super awesome because you're going to do so many things with just these slide types. Now, I want to point out one of them. The rest are pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to read the names to you. But website slide is one that people have no idea what it actually does. You can add a website and embed it into your Pear Deck presentation for kids to interact with without them leaving your Pear Deck presentation. So things like Flipgrids, Edpuzzles, Quizlets, Kahoots. I don't even know all the names of them anymore, but there's tons of different ones that you can embed, and they're going to be right inside of your Pear Deck. Yes, Rick?
Could you embed a Nearpod into?
I mean, I'm sure that you could, but why would you want to?
I don't know why you would, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. So Mel, maybe you want to use Pear Deck and then embed something else in there. But also you can have a way for kids to have a classroom management in there, because you know how kids are. If they're jumping to all different tabs, then they're ending up getting lost. But in this case, it keeps them on that website. They can't open up new tabs inside of the Pear Deck, and they no longer have access to the website as soon as you click off of it. So they can't stay and play, which is also a problem. So use that to your advantage. Really great classroom management tool. Now, drawing and draggables are two premium features, but they're very versatile. Drawing and draggables are really good for your young learners, like your K through 2 learners, because they're easy to maneuver and they're really easy for kids to draw and drag things. So drawing has more than just drawing. So you can draw, you can add text, you can highlight, and you have line functions. So lots of different things that you can do there. So just so you know, lots of ways to use these and lots of different options. Now, I want to show you how easy it is to add interactivity. I know a lot of teachers are like, how long is this going to take me to add interactivity to my slides? Which already can be added to your pre-made slides. Just so you know, you can use pre-existing Google Slides and add the interactivity. Nobody is making anything from scratch or brand new. You're going to be able to go through and just utilize what you have. So if I want to add interactivity, it's this simple. I just choose whichever one I want over here. Today I'm going to click on Draggable because I want to show you some options. And then some of them don't have menus. They'll just pop right on, but this one does because it's asking you a couple of different things. So I want to point them out. You can choose up to 5 draggables on your screen. You can change colors if you want them to be different colors to be able to access them. And you can also change the icon. The little drop-down menu has plenty of different options in here, including math symbols, numbers, people and places, and punctuation and grammar. These are really great for writing in the margin. I used to use them when I would say, put a question in this article where you have a question, put an exclamation point where you find something interesting. So you can utilize these for even kind of that annotation or writing in the margin kind of on articles. Now, once you have the icons that you want, you can delete them using the little X here, but you also can make them bigger or smaller using your slider bar. So if you're like, hey, I don't want that to be a giant dot, you're going to be able to have control and make it a little smaller. Then all you do is hit Update Slide, updates the interactivity, puts the little bar at the bottom, and you're done. And honestly, if I hadn't talked that whole time, it would have taken you like 5 seconds to add interactivity. So that's how simple. A whole presentation, 5 to 10 minutes maybe, because it's just that easy. It's a click, 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 done. Okay, last thing before we jump in is this great little feature called Add Audio to Slide. Now, if you want to add your own audio to this slide so that students can listen to directions, maybe you have students that are younger and they can't read the directions, or maybe you want to add some music in here so that kids can listen to it. You can use that by using the audio function. Not only can you upload anything in here, you can also record your own voice. So you have 2 options. It's not just going to be, I have to talk in here. You can upload. So I'm going to record something so you can see it in my live presentation. So bear with me as I do this. On the following slides, complete the work and stop at the stop sign. Obviously, if I was working with kids, I'd be way more explicit with my instructions there. But just for today, we'll be general. I'm going to click on save. I can review it, delete it, whatever I need. And quick tip that a lot of people don't know is this 3-dot menu downloads that sound so you don't have to keep re-recording your voice for every slide. You can now download it, upload it to as many as you want if those directions are the same. So really helpful. Then you click Add Audio to Slide. Adds that audio right to the slide for you, and it's going to put a little icon in the corner telling you there's audio, and that's how the kids know they have to listen to something. Now here's the thing. Kids, they always miss this icon. They're like, what audio? I don't know what you're talking about, teacher. So I like to take the icon, put it in the middle, make it a little bit larger so that they all see it and they know that there's audio included on that slide. They're not going to say, I didn't see it, teacher. They're going to see that. And they're going to know they have to listen to something before going forward. So again, everything is customizable on these slides, even the audio icon. Now, teachers always ask the question, how much time do I have in that audio recorder? You have up to 30 minutes of talking on one slide. 30 minutes. Please don't talk for 30 minutes. You've lost all of your kids if that's the case. Just know that you will not be limited by time. You're going to have plenty of it to upload and add. Audio is also compatible with every one of your slide types. So audio and interactivity can be put on the same slide on every single one if you want. So really helpful when you're trying to work with young learners or you need them to hear something and have interactivity. Okay. I showed you a lot of features, but I want to take you now to the live Pear Deck presentation because that's where the fun begins. So we're going to click on Start Lesson here in the Pear Deck sidebar. Please do not click on Present in Google Slides. That does nothing for you. It just turns it into a regular presentation. No interactivity. So I'm going to click on this green one. I always say green means go, right? Put them here, tell all your friends. I'm going to click on Start, and you're going to see that 2 options pop up here. I can start in student pace mode, which students are working independently at their own pace. No teacher needs to be present. You also have instructor pace, which is you as the teacher are the driver and you don't have kids jumping through slides. They cannot do that. They can't go forward. They can't go backward in this mode. Now, if you're wanting to switch between these 2 modes, just know that you can click on one now and flip-flop between them in the middle of your lesson. And we're going to watch that today as well, but I just wanted to make sure that you know you do have 2 options and you're not stuck in them if you click on it now. So we're going to do instructor pace for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and log myself in. Sorry, I got multiple windows, so going all over. And then I'm going to have you join with me today. Let me go ahead and get this. So this little guy is called my teacher dashboard. I promise to teach you about it. I'm just going to move it out. All right, we're going to go to joinpd.com and type in this code. Or if you prefer, I'm going to put a link in the private chat so that you guys can add it to the chat if you want, or go ahead and join on up for those of you that are here. And we're going to go ahead and jump into a live Pear Deck presentation. So go ahead and get logged in for those of you. I know it takes a little bit of time in a StreamYard, like it's a little laggy, I get that. So as you're connecting up, you can see at the very bottom here how many students are in your presentation, which is really nice because you're not going to have to worry of who's in there, who's not. You're going to know that. You also have an invite class button if you're using Google Classroom, and you're going to be able to just click there, loads your classes, and you just tell it where you want Pear Deck to go. No code involved, all automatically embedded. It's just a one-click and kids are in. Now, if you're using things like Schoology and Canvas, we also have integrations with them, and they also can be opened up right inside of those learning management systems. So really easy for your kids to join in. Now, the Give Students a Link is the one that I gave to you to join, and that's automatically embedded, the code is, but you can also use it to join as a student yourself. Like maybe you want to be the student and the teacher in your presentation. You can do that. You can model on the student side this way now, and you can also be the teacher and drive the lesson. So that's what I always like to do, because then I can draw on the screen and show them exactly what I want them to know. So you can flip-flop between the two. All right, I'm going to click on continue, but honestly, as you're going through, you can join anytime using the link in the chat or the code in the corner. It's always going to be there for you throughout the whole presentation. All right, so give me a second and just tell me, how much do you know about Pear Deck? Those of you that are here, those of you that are joining me, I'm going to click on show responses and watch these coming in real time. So it looks like we have some new users, some people that are already using it, which is exciting. And also, this is coming in real time. So if anyone is changing their answer or answers are coming in, you're watching them populate on your screen in real time. So that's another amazing feature of Pear Deck, is that you don't have to worry about waiting for the data to load and coming back to it later. These are all coming in real time. This screen is called your projector view, and it's going to be 100% anonymous. No names attached. Kids can feel comfortable putting answers out there. Now, I know what you're saying. I'm the teacher, and I'd like to know who said that. So here is the teacher dashboard, the one I pulled out of the way earlier. And this one does have names attached to every single one. So you can just hover over these little bars and see the name. Looks like we have Cora in here today. We have lots of people in here, but you can see that this is going to tell you the names by hovering over them. You can even see at the very bottom the name of the people who have not responded, so you know if those kids still need to go back and do the work, like myself. So the teacher dashboard is going to be a premium feature, and it's going to be something you're all getting with the 90-day free trial, but be sure that you know this comes with that premium feature. And now this teacher dashboard, you don't want to show it to your students because it does have names. So you want to keep it to yourself. So whether you keep it on a second screen, if you want to open it up on a cell phone, doesn't matter, because web-based is all it is. As long as you have the internet, you can open it and make yourself mobile with a tablet, a cell phone, or some teachers like to just bring it to the bottom, freeze their sharing, and then bring it back up and look. So whatever works for you, but just try to keep that one to yourself. All right, moving that out, moving us forward. All right, here's the text slide. Go ahead and give me any questions that you might have. Even if you don't have questions, just a hi, hello would be great. What do you wonder about Pear Deck today? I'm going to click on show. See these coming in real time. And also, these are coming in list view, which I'm not a fan of list because it gets lengthy as the kids put those answers in. So far left-hand side, you have grid layout, and I can change that so you can see more answers populating on your screen. So switch your layouts if you want to see more. Yes. Well, you know what? We have this really great feature called drawing. And if you're a dog, I'm sure you could put your paws on there and give it a little draw. Yes, you can move the interactivity bar off the top. I think a lot of people don't realize that that thing can be moved around. They're like, wait, I can't move that? Yes, it still works. You're good. Who named the pear as Perry? I think Perry just kind of came out of pear, but I don't know that we have an official backstory of how Perry got his name, but we do have a lot of Perry puns. I'm not going to lie to you. Every day is a new pun with pears. And Pear Deck is just a really great way to engage your students. So we're learning all about the ways that Pear Deck is going to help you get 100% student engagement, and that's really our mission. Yes, the recording is amazing. Now, here's what happens. This is coming in real time. I'm going to tell you right now that kids are going to type whatever they want, and sometimes for shock value, okay? So how do you take care of answers that might be inappropriate that pop up on your screen? With the teacher dashboard, you have a lot of different things in here. So what you can see is I can see answers in here now. Thank you, Emily. Thank you. She's giving me bad words and poo. Okay, I got it. So you can see on the screen that these things are popping up and you're like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? So next to each one of them, there's icons. So if I click on the 3-dot menu next to any name, so I'm just going to click on this top one, 3 dots, click on hide. Watch that first response in my back screen. Oh, come on. You're giving me. Okay, he's going to put some more stuff back on there. Okay, nothing too bad. Okay, I'm going to click on the three-dot menu, click on hide, watch that first response on the back screen. It's going to go away. It's no longer there for anyone to see, and I can do this before I even click show responses. So it's hidden all before anyone can see it, but of course in the teacher dashboard, you're going to see that. And of course, I can do the same thing with Emily, hide her response from my screen. Now, if you get it together, maybe you have fixed your response, you have no longer bad words on there, I can click on the three-dot menu again, click on show, and then you can watch that answer pop back onto the screen in its original location. So just so you know, you can take them off and repopulate them if you want. Another thing you have in the teacher dashboard is this little star icon where you can highlight answers, and you're going to be able to kind of isolate work. Like maybe you're like, these are some really great answers. I want to just highlight some strong work students. You can do that. Pick and choose the ones you want. They don't all have to be on the screen. Now, when you're ready, you can just click clear stars or individually unclick the stars, and then everyone pops back. Last but not least, this great little one right here. Yes, moderating is very important, especially when you're working with kids in real time, because you know what they could say. Now, this leave feedback bubble is another really great one where you can leave feedback, and you can do it in live time where the kids, it'll pop up on their side and they'll be able to interact with it and kind of see what you've said. Now, it's also great for not just words. You can add links in here too. Links to Google Documents, Screencastify's, YouTube videos, anything you want kids to review. Now, we're going to see at the end, we have a new feature called Reflect and Review, and this feedback can be done in live time and after the session has been done using Reflect and Review. So also really nice. So great things in your teacher dashboard that you can utilize, and all the different icons that you'll have access to when they're working in here in real time. So just know that you have all of those. Okay, moving this out, moving you to a very sought out after slide, which is a drawing slide. Here you go. Take a moment, draw. What is filling your bucket today? What is draining it? Go ahead and draw on here for me. I'm going to click on show. Watch these coming in. I'm going to change it to grid layout really quickly. And while you're doing that, I'm going to take you to the student side. Now, this is what you're on right now, and you can draw on this screen, but a lot of teachers say this line is too thick. What do I do? Far left-hand side, you have a sizer, and you can bring it down and make more defined lines if you want. You also have highlighting tools where you can highlight in here. You have line functions for graphing angles, clock activity, shapes, and text tools, great for fill in the blanks. So if you want to keep adding text all over and use it for fill in the blanks, you can do that. I tell teachers all the time, you can take screenshots of your worksheets, put them on a drawing slide, and you can do the same thing you would do with paper pencil, and you've saved yourself those copies. So utilize the drawing slide, even as just a brain break slide. You can put it on a blank slide, and the drawing feature can just be on a white slide where kids can just take a moment and draw if they want to. So lots of different things you can do with drawing. Okay, coming on back. So I can see all of these answers coming in real time, and I'm going to tell you right now that they're going to keep drawing while you're talking, because this is fun and this is what kids do. So how do I take the control back? Down here at the bottom, you have a lock screens button. And if I click on it, it stops you all from drawing. You can see that it says the teacher has locked your response and they no longer can continue interacting. Well, we're all adults here. We'll give you the power back if you'd like. Go ahead and continue drawing, but just know that you do have the ability to lock screens as kids are working in these kinds of slides, because it does get fun and they're going to keep on going if you don't take a little control. So lock screens, really great little function there. All right. We're having some good conversations in here, it looks like. Yes, great. I love it. Some people are starting to think how they would use this with their students. Yay. All right. Also the perks of being the teacher. I can move you forward whenever I'd like. We're moving on. So here is the draggable slide. Go ahead and move your pairs on my screen. I'm going to click on show responses. Watch these little pairs moving around. Now this is another fun slide. You might have kids doing figure eights all over your screen instead of using it academically, because I was a teacher once and I know this happens. So what you can do is not only lock screens, let me show you. Maybe you want to give them a little time to play, but also you want to be academic with your time. So hold down on the lock screens button timer pops up. You have 30 seconds to get this pear where it needs to go. And it's not just one 30-second timer. Keep adding more time if you want more time. Stop it in the middle if you only want 15 seconds. Customize it however you want that way. Now, this is a really great little tool because it's not just going to be for young or older students and maybe know what time is, but younger students that don't, it's like a little stoplight. Starts at green, turns yellow, turns red, so it even gives visual cues to those kids like, get it where it needs to go. Timer's going off. So you're going to see as soon as it goes off, locks up screens, and nobody can continue moving on with it. So really great way to just kind of manage your time instead of being like, okay, all right, let's keep going. So set your timers. Again, it's down in the lock screens. You just hold down on it and then timers pop up. Add as much as you want and be able to stop it whenever you need to. All right, moving on along. Next slide, and one of my favorite features we're going to go through is something called Immersive Reader. So here's another draggable slide, but I'm going to take you to the student side to show you something. So here is where you are, where you can move this little dot around. I made that a little smaller than I should have, but you're going to be able to have students that are maybe English language learners, students that are not able to read this or maybe functioning off level, be able to interact with you using Immersive Reader. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see a little book and speaker. See that? It's called Immersive Reader, and if I click on it, it turns this text into speech now.
Drag the dot to indicate your answer.
I'm not sure if you can hear that or not because sometimes things get blocked on StreamYard. But yes, it will read to the students. So if they can't read it themselves, they'll have the option to let it be read to them. But there's more. I can click on a word and I can see a picture dictionary. So now they're making visual connections to something that they didn't understand. And over here in text preferences, I can make it a larger text for students with vision impairments. I can change background colors if that's easier for students to identify with it. You also have here in the middle grammar options, turning on those nouns, verbs, adjectives, if I can get them to click on, and it highlights them, and I can even show labels. So now the kids know what parts of speech are even in this sentence. And last but not least, I can go to reading preferences and turn it into line focus for those students that are getting overwhelmed with a ton of text on the screen. And you can translate it into over 80 languages. So now you can have it in their native language. Let me find this one here. Okay, there we go, Spanish. Click on it, and then you're going to see it and hear it in Spanish, in English, with a visual to go with it. So they're making all those connections even in their own language. And you can do it with word by word, or you can flip-flop between the document. I covered it up here, but you can switch between the document and the words if you want, so it can read the whole thing and translate it, or you can just click on word by word. So something really helpful to have 100% of your students interacting with it, because we all know in the classroom there's sometimes multiple languages that are spoken, and it's now easy for kids to interact and not feel that stigma of like, well, my stuff looks different than my neighbors, because no one's going to know, and they're going to be able to utilize this tool. So Immersive Reader, again, is going to be in this little right-hand corner, and it's something you turn on in your Pear Deck settings. So it's on for all or off for all is basically what you need to know. So I only teach the kids that need it how to use it. The other ones, they don't even pay attention. As you know, kids are probably like, what? Where? I didn't see that. So half the time, if you don't teach them where it is, then they don't need to utilize it. But the ones that do, I always show them where it's at. All right, taking you on back here to the next portion, which is student pace mode. I wanted to show you that you can switch between those two modes and let students work independently after you've done a little direct instruction. So what you can do is click on the three-dot menu in the right-hand corner. You can click on Turn on Student Pace. It asks you if you're sure. All it does is let the kids interact. You say, okay. And then it says Student Pace here at the bottom. Here's what you see or what students see. You have arrows in the left-hand corner of your screen now. You didn't have those arrows before. Now you are the driver of the learning. You also have this little headphone, which is going to be the audio function for you to be able to go through and listen to audio that I've put in there. And you can also use Immersive Reader on every text slide. So I forgot to mention that, but Immersive Reader works on every text slide. So wherever there is text, it picks it up and it's able to read it to them. Now, a lot of teachers say, does it pick up pictures? No, because it just picks up text. But here's the loophole that I'm going to give you right now, is that if you put a little text box underneath your picture, what do you think it's going to do? Pick up the words and read it to the kids on that picture. So that's just a little quick tip there. If you don't know how to do that, it's just easy to be able to have students still interacting with pictures, even if you are using that with Immersive Reader. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you about 2 minutes just to click through these slides yourself. I'm going to be doing it on my screen too, so it's not just going to be staring at the screen. But I just want you to take a moment so that way I can get some answers in here, and I'm going to show you what you can see as the teacher after we come back together. So we're just going to take 2 minutes. I usually would play music right here, but I know with StreamYard and YouTube, they're very picky, so I'm not going to destroy this recording today. Don't you worry. But just take a moment. So as you're going, yes, go ahead, Rick. I thought maybe you had something to say.
No, I was just gonna, if you needed filler, I was gonna mention that we are going to be providing a CEU form that Emily has created, where you can get an hour's worth of CEU time at the end. That link will show up in the chat on that side. I noticed for these, the estimate ones, I was going to use words, but it doesn't let you use words. It's just numbers, huh?
Yeah, so when you're doing a number slide, it's very specific to only numbers. But if you want to do numbers and words, then that's when I suggest a drawing slide, because then you can add text and you can draw, highlight, all those different things. So I think a majority of the time people use drawing slides because you have so many different tools to use in one.
Cool.
So, and also I wanted to point out, this is like a website slide basically. And so this is a Desmos calculator collaboration. So those of you that are math teachers or working with maybe functions and things, you're going to be able to do that with the Desmos calculator collaboration. So, and I think, Mel, are you in math? I feel like you're in math and you could utilize this tool because you can add, you know, all these different functions and math.
Yeah, she is a, as she will say, maths teacher, of being from Australia originally. So they pluralize it because it is mathematics, after all.
Yes.
We teach mathematic. But
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so this is definitely something to keep an eye on, because the Desmos calculator is really a huge hit with teachers. And also we do have music templates, like I mentioned to you. So if you're trying to teach kids those basic skills, you're going to be able to do that using these tools. Did I get it right, Rick?
Let me see. Yes, you did. Excellent. If we are in 4/4 time, every 4 weeks, yes, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I got that right.
Well, then that's a good example of instance to redirect, right?
Yep,
So.
right. Go back, redirect it. And then we have, these are just kind of like, I love to use these as like brain break slides, and just be able to give the kids a moment to, like, you know, make this into something different, make this into something new. And the kids have a good time, like making this heart into a pig or a butterfly or whatever it is. But it kind of takes their brain off of learning for a second or two, and it gives them a chance to kind of regroup with the brain break. So these are pretty cool. And then our draggable slides, which are just easy to utilize and easy for kids to identify things on maps and so on. Now, this is a one for exercising and for PE. This is in our PE templates, but this is a perfect example of a drawing slide where you can draw something, but you also can type and explain it. So now you're gonna like, why do you like it? I love to work out. And a lot of teachers are like, wait, why does it look like this? You just have to drag this over to make it so that it has enough space to go sideways. But lots of different options. I tried to show you a little bit of every subject area so that you could see how it's utilized. Now, before I actually stop this, though, I want to bring in the teacher dashboard. Now, as you're, of course, going through this and they're working independently, you're not losing track of kids. You're going to be able to see where they are even when they're independently working. So you're going to see, if I can find anyone in here, they must be all over this place. There we are. There's a little blue head in the corner, and that's telling you, hey, kids are on that slide. And if I click on the little blue head, I can see the names of the students on my slide, which is really easy for me to say, hey, those kids are still working on there, or I know where they are. You can go back to any slide and see all of the work that's happened in there. So you can go ahead and offer feedback in real time and be able to see if students are responding, and even the ones who didn't respond. And of course, watching them in real time. So as they're typing, drawing, whatever, it'll be coming up here in real time. Now, if you want to stop this and be able to have students be able to come back with you, you can easily do that. You can leave it in this mode, though. You don't have to stop it. If you want to have kids doing homework after school, being able to work independently, just leave it. Close your computer, shut down everything. It's web-based, won't affect it. So this is just a great way to like do direct instruction, then open it up for the kids to take the rest of the time to do it after school. Now, if you want to pull them back in, though, you can just click on the slide you want them on, and then you just click on Stop Student Paste. So watch what happens. Everyone's going to get pulled back to me, and you no longer have those kids saying, just a minute, teacher, and they take some 20 minutes to click to the slide. Like, pull them in, move them forward, okay? You're going to be able to do that using that function. So you can turn it on, but you can turn it off just as easily. And now everyone's back with me, and we can do it all together again. Now, let me go ahead and show you how to end your session. I'm going to click on End in the projector view, right-hand corner. And when I click End, it's always going to prompt me to title it. So I'm just going to put today's date, whatever. Oh, it's not 7 anymore. It's 8. I forget. 2 of 21. So I put the date. You can put whatever you want to remember what session you were using. You click Save and End. And then it's going to come up with this screen. So this is the one I was talking about with Reflect and Review. We do have a Generate Takeaways, which is still going to be the same as it was before, where it gives you a Google document with all of your responses for you to come back to and all of the slides for you to review. Now, you can also go to this share, reflect, and review link. And if you copy that link can go to students. You only need to copy this and give it to each student because it individually gives you the link for each kid. So you give it to this kid, then they come in there and you can go in and say, all right, I'm going to open up Reflect and Review. I'm going to now go through, select my student, and I'm going to add a little bit of feedback to their responses in here. And with that link that you just gave them, you're going to be able to go through, leave the feedback, and they're going to be able to come back and look at it. I say send it, comes on here, it shows that there's feedback, and when the kids come in with that link, they're going to have feedback on this slide that they can review it after you've even ended the session. So really simple for you to be able to have it happening during and after your session by leaving feedback with Reflect and Review. So you can copy the student link again up here if you come straight into it. This is your dashboard for you to come right back to your presentation too. So lots of different ways to utilize it, but it's just a nice way for you to keep adding feedback after the session. And then once you're done, it takes you right back to Google again. We're going to say cancel, and I'm just going to get exit out of here. And then I'm back to Google, and I can do it all over again. Now, a lot of teachers ask the question, do I have to make multiple slides presentations for each one of my classes? No. Every time you click on Start Lesson, New Class, New Code, you can have 5 teachers on this one presentation, and everybody clicks Start Lesson on their side, and everyone gets their own class. So you don't have to worry about that. Oh, thanks, Mel. I just make sure that you guys know that you're not having to build, like in Google, you have to make a copy for every classroom so they're not editing over each other. It doesn't work like that. It automatically does the work for you. Share your presentation with your colleagues and friends, and everyone can use it. So it's really helpful for that. Okay, one last thing that I want to show you before I open it up for some questions or anything else you want to know, but I do want to show you the Pear Deck Orchard. I mentioned that we have additional templates, and the Pear Deck Orchard is simple to just search it, or you can go to peardeck.com/orchard. So here's all those different templates that I was talking about, including the ones for music, PE, art, drama, lots of different ones for building community, and always new ones being added in here. So you can make a copy of them in Google, or you can make a copy of them in PowerPoint. So whichever one you're using, you can use that for both. And then also, instead of just looking at those templates that we have for you, all different subject areas, we also have a collaboration with Newsella. So we have Newsella daily decks, and these Newsella decks have Pear Deck interactivity on them. Sorry, my screen's not loading, but there would be really nice pictures here. And so you would be able to see that, and those are going to be utilized to kind of do those things where you're working with those different literacy pieces and having Pear Deck interactivity on them. And then we have Weekly Wonders, which are our great wonder packs that we put together for all different things and all different subjects to kind of get kids critically thinking and talking about different subjects. Yes, Rick?
Is that from Wonderopolis?
It's not, actually.
Okay.
These are going to be ones that we have through our Pear Deck marketing team has built out a lot of these.
Neat.
But we did used to have one with another collaboration, and there's still some in there from PBS NewsHour. So those are still available in there, I believe. So yeah, lots of different things in here. I'm sad that they're not loading for you so you can see all of these great graphics, but let's just envision it.
I gotta say, I love that there's the orchard, and I mean, it's because they're pears, right? And you grow pears.
I know. That's what I tell people all the time. This is how you remember it. It's the Pear Deck Orchard. Cute, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, but it's like the perfect name for it. So yeah, I like it.
Yep, that's where it is. So the Pear Deck Orchard is where you can keep all those templates, check out all of them in there. So lots of great stuff. But is there any questions or anything that you're wanting to hear more about, or maybe wanting to know where you turn on your immersive reader function? Some people ask that question.
No, I think all of us present are good. I imagine that there might be people watching this back later, and if they have a question, how would they reach out to you again, Amber?
Yes, you can reach out to our help desk actually, but also help@peardeck.com. So if you have general questions about Pear Deck and how it works and functionality, then those are going to be, of course, help@peardeck.com. But if you want to just reach out and say, hey, I want to know an idea about this, or I want to be able to understand how to use this template in my classroom, like I can help you with that. So reach out on Twitter. I'm at Amber Pear Deck. Great place to connect with me and get to know me a little bit better too. We got lots of great content, I promise. So yeah, definitely check it out. And then if you hadn't heard from the beginning that you can get some Pear Deck swag yourself, if you tweet out your favorite part of this session, whether you're watching it live or you're catching the replay, you can tag GEG Minnesota metro area and or myself, and you can of course get some Pear Deck swag. I'll pass it on to them, but just let you know, we're giving it away, and we're going to pick out some people who do that. Yes, tweet out your favorite part of this session today. Yes, we got stickers. We got squishy pears. This is my favorite, the stress pears. Lanyards. What else did you get? Oh, man, you got lots of stuff. All the pears.
So many. And yeah, if you tweet out, again, I'm going to throw the link for finding us on the Twitter here one more time. Boop. Yeah, you can just click on that. Nope, that was the Pear Deck. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'll find it. It's in here somewhere. Well, it's further back up, but I'm going to actually add this right now, and it's for our CEUs, for you to get credit for this awesome Pear Deck thing where we learned what a Pear Deck is. And from my understanding, it's just Google Slides. And so that's great.
Yes. Well, that's what we always want people to know, Rick, is that you're not having to reinvent the wheel with this product. You're not having to go in and build something from scratch, learn a brand new program, and have to build it out. Whatever you already have, which I'm sure is a very lovely collection of Google Slides, you're going to be able to add the interactivity from what you previously have made. So I always let teachers know we're trying to make it work smarter, not harder.
Well, and especially with all the links or templates you can find in the Orchard, there's really no excuse not to have an interactive slide deck now.
Well, and the thing is too, not even our Orchard, people are out there building these amazing templates on Twitter. They're, building out wakelets of these different Pear Deck presentations. So check out your social media sites and check out what teachers are putting in there. I always search sometimes on Twitter, like if I'm looking for something on place value a teacher's asked me about, I can find like ideas and templates that teachers are sharing on social media. So just check out all the great content that not only we have, but teachers are presenting with.
Absolutely.
So good to see you. Thanks, Mel. Thanks.
So once again, the CEU link is in the chat. If you have any things you want to see us present here at GEG Minnesota Metro area, let us know. But this was all Emily's idea. She wanted to get Pear Deck into it because, you're using it all the time, right?
I use Pear Deck all the time, and teachers in my district love Pear Deck. The SEL slides are a favorite of our social work team, and meeting either like in small groups with students or one-on-one, because the students can really sometimes express themselves more comfortably, I guess is the best way of saying that, in that if they're drawing it or writing it rather than talking to somebody, even if it's just one-on-one in a room. Sometimes it's more comfortable to just be in your own little world. So,
well, and also I wanted to point out, now that you're saying that, we do have some templates in the orchard that just recently came out, and they are called, I think, mindfulness and meditation ones in there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some really great templates in there where the kids can do like this like potion. They make like this potion of like what different things would make you feel good, or like what are some things that are making you feel bad, and they put it together. And so anyways, there's just like a ton of great ones, like managing stress templates in there. And so I highly encourage you to take a look at all the ones that we have in there besides the SEL ones, because we're always adding some really great content. So yeah.
Super cool. Thank you so much, Amber.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me today. Everyone, have a wonderful school year, and I hope that you get to Pear Deck away.
Woo woo. And we will have another one of these at some point soon, probably, Emily. Let's just decide right now. That's how
September.
we usually do it. September. We're doing another one in September, and it will
But
be
like
about,
mid-September, we'll get into the school year a couple weeks, and then we'll do something.
Yeah, please,
Awesome.
not the first week.
We're not going to do the first week of school.
And of course, it will be TBA.
We'll let you know.
Yep. So
Yes. I was going to say, now that I'm here with you and I can pick it quickly off of my side, I'm going to go ahead and just drop this 90-day link, 90-day free trial link for you to put in the live chat for everyone right now.
nice.
And then also, I'll give it to you after, or you can just take that after and just put it on your site. The more the merrier. Share it with your friends, whatever you want to do with it. We want everyone to share the love of Pear Deck. So 90-day free trial to all of you here and to everyone that came to this training. So
Boom, right there.
there it is.
There you go. 90 days free of Pear Deck.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
No excuses not to go try this out.
Nope, none.
Period. And I mean, honestly, can you say no to this face? You really can't.
I know,
So
right?
we're gonna get out there and explore Perry. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.